one, and oh my gosh, every time I literally go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, making sure that Blossom's going to work, but guess what? Blossom doesn't want to freaking work anymore. Ugh. Sorry, you guys get to watch this like every single time, because Blossom just doesn't want to work anymore. There! And then all of a sudden she magically works. It doesn't make any sense. I need to go in and fix that, but I don't know why I turned the music on and off, because I might as well just leave it off because there's no music in the game. But yeah, we're back to the wall. I did do a little bit of work off camera, just as something to do on my weekend. But I didn't do too terribly much. I finished that second layer of the wall, and now we're working on the third, just to give us some added protection. Okay, it always takes a minute to regroup. I added another chandelier. I'm working on a second. I added this table, this chair, and then, oh look, sticks. And then I added these two chairs around the fire. Yeah, I didn't do like crazy amounts of stuff, but I was working on it, and I think we're finally at a level of fence where I don't think they can get in. I think if they like climb the tree and jump over, they can. So that's kind of a problem for another day. But I think at this point we might actually be mostly safe. I did add a little fence because while I was playing solo, I had an incident where somebody managed to jump over, and that was not fun. That ended up in me screaming and having to climb out of the shark cage because that's where I was. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we're good now. Oh, I have too much chicory. That sucks. Every time I come back to the game, it's just like, there's so many plants everywhere. I'm like, according to the game, I shouldn't have even been gone. Because this was not here when I left. In fact, I had actually cleared all of it out. Of course, now my energy's low. So this is a pretty self-sufficient little area because there's two little ponds where we can do fishing, and I actually haven't noticed any rabbits or lizards in here, but we don't really need those when we have all the fish that we could ever want. And I have so many sticks, it's not even funny. I did also work on clearing out some of the logs. I will say that JD would be proud. I did start clearing out my stumps. Stack it high as sticks. So yeah, I just did some basic maintenance and nothing crazy. Yeah, so we finished that second layer, and now we're working on the third, but we do have a little bit of an interesting spot. I don't know what exactly happened. Come on. But we have this little short spot. Like, I don't know what the deal with it is. I legit could not even get the fence to go above, like on top of the other fence. So we're gonna have to get creative here and probably put some traps or something to, dissuade the locals from jumping over. Also, I did destroy a hefty amount of the idols, so that's gonna make the game interesting. And yes, that was actually on purpose. Not trying to anger them, but I needed cloth, and you can get cloth from some of them. So Yeah, that is the thing I did. Okay. Just clear all this crap out. I have found that this stump is a broken stump, and you cannot destroy it. Which kind of drives me a little batty, but you know what? I didn't make the game. I don't make the rules. I just play the game in the entirely wrong way. Because, you know, I'm supposed to be looking for my son. Yeah, no. It didn't happen. There's, like, so much mystery to this game that I just haven't delved into. So, yeah, I'm just here building my house. And it's funny because at one point, JD was like, shouldn't we be looking for our son? And I was just like, yeah. I was like, what's Timmy? Timmy? She was like, you forgot his name. I was like, it's been chaotic. Yeah, no, I straight up forgot his name. It's kind of sad, but you know, my memory is not what it once was. I also kind of wanted to see if I could find some mutants, but that also felt like a very bad idea. I swear I saw like torchlight or something behind there. I was like, is there a cannibal on the other side of this wall? That happened a lot at the second Fortress of Solitude. Like, we would just be sitting there minding our own business, and then all of a sudden, there'd just be like a ton of cannibals on the other side of the fence. Like, oh, that's nice. But, like I said, we should be mostly safe. So, I should be able to work at night without, you know, fear of being breakfast. So now we just get to sit here and collect rocks. Also, I've learned something about myself that I've kind of always known, but it just today really solidified it. I lack the fundamental ability to just smile and say thank you when people buy me expensive gifts. I lack that ability. I cannot just smile and say thank you. It's not... I don't have it in me. My husband bought me a very expensive gift, and I am not able to just smile and say thank you. I feel absolutely terrible for him buying me something so expensive, and I'm just like, how could you? And my coworkers think I'm insane. They're just like, well, at least he's buying you things. I was like, okay, but it's like I would feel just as happy if my husband went to the convenience store and bought me my favorite candy bar. Like, that shows thought and effort, and I'd be perfectly okay with that. But when he buys me expensive things, I feel absolutely terrible. And it's not necessarily like I know that he has good intentions behind it, but just like I don't like it when people buy me expensive things. It makes me feel uncomfortable. And poor man. I have a very difficult time. That's nice. I have a very difficult time with the emotion enthusiasm. I don't think I feel it. Like, and if I do, it's very sporadic. Oh, holy crap. They're trying to jump the fence. Can they do it? Is this going to be a problem? I heard that. Where are they? Are they over? No? Where are they? I hear them, or heard them. Did it work? Did my fence work? Huh. I'd like to think so. Watch. At any given second, somebody's just gonna like vault over the fence and I'm just gonna start screaming. Which has happened. But I think we're good. Wow. But yeah, I struggle with enthusiasm, which is already a problem. Like, he hates that I don't... Like, literally, I don't have it. And it's so funny. One year we did White Elephant for Christmas. And, well, actually it was a Secret Santa. And so... the person that I got was also notorious for not having, like, a very big reaction. So it was like the two most unenthusiastic people got each other for Secret Santa. Yes, we're still building the wall. And I'm talking about how I can't sit down, shut up, and just say thank you when people buy me expensive gifts. That's my current rant. I can hear people on the other side of the wall, but I don't know if they can get over or not. This is a test. I did. I received a very expensive gift from my husband, and let's just say I asked him if he was willing to send it back, and he said no. I don't deal well with getting gifts. Ugh. I think you'll understand if I explain the story. So, he was supposed to get a package yesterday. Well, the package didn't arrive yesterday, and he was upset because he's like, FedEx said it would be here today, but he's like, but they're saying that it'll be tomorrow, but it was supposed to be today, which would have been perfect because you would be here to pick it up so it wasn't sitting on the front porch. And he's like, you would understand if you knew what it was. And I was like, okay. So it comes in today, and he sends my mother-in-law over to our house to go take it off the porch and go put it inside. So I get home at lunch, and I'm like, what is it? Because he was like so excited that he pulled a fast one on me. And so I went and I looked at the package, and the package said Valve Corp. You should understand the reference. So yes, this package that says Valve Corp on it, I was like, please tell me this isn't what I think it is. It was indeed exactly what I thought it was. Also, my dude's gonna freeze to death. Light the fire, light the fire! Okay, I want to see if sitting in this chair while sitting in front of the fire works. I think it's working. Sweet! So I don't just have to stand there and just be all weird. So, it was a Steam Deck. Yeah. Yeah. Brain not working. But yeah. Yeah, and I was just like, really? Like, I feel so horrible because we're supposed to be going to a convention next month. And he bought the Steam Deck for me with the money that he was going to spend on himself at the convention. So now I feel utterly terrible. Yeah, I feel horrible. I mean, like, it's nice of him, but also, like, I have, like, $4,000 in medical debt. And I'm like, that money could have gone to that. It could have gone towards going to Phoenix. this money could have gone somewhere else, and instead he chose to spend it on me, and I feel like a terrible person, because what I was going to do was, after I had paid off the medical debt, I was going to slowly save up and buy myself one. But he decided to buy it for me, and now I feel terrible. But when we go to Phoenix, I'm going to be devastated because he won't have any money to spend on himself. And so I feel like a terrible person because he legit spent all of his money on me. When he totally could have spent it on himself. Hold on, I'm gonna go up this way. Like, it's one of those, I appreciate the effort, but just, I feel horribly guilty about it. And that's like, this is why I have a hard time when people buy me expensive things. Because this happens every single time. This isn't like a one-time thing of, oh my gosh, it was so expensive, like, you shouldn't have. No, this happens every time he buys me an expensive gift. Because he likes to buy expensive things. And you know what he told me? He's like, I knew you would never spend the money on yourself. So, he's like, I did it for you. Because he's right. When I bought my laptop, and I had to spend, I covered, like, $1,500 of my computer, and then the cattle ranch covered the rest of it. But I felt so terrible for spending so much money on myself. Like, I legitimately was, like, crying spending that much money on myself. So he's right. I would have had the hardest time spending the money on myself. But he did it, so now I'm mad at him. I struggle with the money. Like, I could find something that I've wanted, like, my entire life, and I could, like, sit there and fantasize about it and be like, oh my gosh, like, I would absolutely, like, I've always wanted this, I would love to have it, but if it's expensive, I will not spend the money on myself. And in general, I don't like spending money. I freak out too much for that. My husband has absolutely no such reservations about spending money. Also, audio. Did you get the backstory that I sent you on Discord? See, I was talking to my coworkers. I was like, what do you guys think about this? And then one of my coworkers was like, he spent that much money? Like, that could have gone towards this or this. And she's like, oh. She's like, but I love it when my husband buys me things. She's like, if he wants to buy me diamonds, because I also told her, I was like, I won't. The heck was that? Oh, boy. I wanted to find mutants, and they found me. Oh, holy crap! What the? Oh, no. Oh, no. They jump. They jump. Oh, frick. Oh, frick. Oh, frick. Climb. Where's the rope? Wait. Up. Ow. Ow. I got slammed. That freaking hurt. Well then. Okay, good to know. It can't get over the fence, but man. Fences don't matter to that thing. Jeez Louise. Oh, but now it's going away, and I don't have a way to, like, get it. Yeah, I just, like, I struggle. And, oh, like I was saying, so, I've always wanted, like, small, just, like, diamond stud earrings. It is something I've always wanted, but I refuse to let my husband buy them for me because I was like, if I don't end up wearing them very often, I will feel horribly guilty. And I think that's the thing, is if I don't end up using whatever it is that somebody's bought me very often, I will feel lousy for them spending their money on me. But if I buy it, then it's my own fault. I struggle. It's a struggle. And he's just like, I really feel bad because he wanted to go to the convention so bad. And we're still going because we've already bought the tickets. But when we get there, he doesn't have money to spend on himself. And, like, that's just going to eat me up when we go to Phoenix. And I'm going to feel so bad. Just, like, watching him want things that he can't buy because of me. Like, that's what hurts the most, is he's not going to be able... I'm going to have to sit there and watch him look at these things and want these things, and we don't have the money to get them because he spent his money on me. And yes, audio, I am planning on joining you guys. Is there... Did it come back? I hear big stomps. What is it? I can hear, but can't see. Yeah. Real life problems. You know, I'm not actually even that short in real life, but I have to jump to see a lot of things. What is on? I don't even know what's over there. I don't even think I've been that far. You know, be brave, be brave, be bold. I'm gonna run out there and see what it is. I might instantly regret this decision, but we're gonna go. I'm gonna go check it out. I should have added another door. I say that only now that I've thought of it. Oh well, there's neighbors. I think they're running away. Okay, but the thumping was coming from over here. What goes thump in the forest? That lizard just scared the living daylights out of me. I was about to go all stab happy on it. Okay, so this is kind of where that, where the mutant went. I feel so unsafe walking out here right now. I've built myself a fortress, and now that I'm outside, I'm just like, ugh. I want to go back. I want to go back inside. It's nice and safe. You know, while we're standing out here, though, I'm going to have a snack of some chicory. And then we're just going to collect what's out here. I was like, did I eat more than I could forage? I think we're good. Okay, what goes thump, thump, thump? I also say, Rose, you idiot, this is where the cannibals were running to, but, you know, that's a fight for later. I don't hear it now, though. Something went thump, 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 and now it's disappeared. I also have weirdly good hearing, and it's not picking up anything, so maybe it was a false alarm. Hopefully. What's that? New plant. That's not a new plant. This game glitches so much with that. They're just like, new animal, new plant. I'm like, literally, I have this plant in my inventory. This is not my first time seeing it. Okay. Okay, I will... If you want to, just message me whenever. It could be tonight. It could be whenever. Because my memory is also Swiss cheese, so expecting me to remember to tell you something that far in the future probably isn't going to work very well. I didn't even pick it up. I just looked at it. Legit, I just, like, looked down. Did not pick it up or anything. Should I be concerned about the thumping? Probably. I want to see if I can jump over that one section of fence. Like, I am genuinely curious if I could do it. Because I haven't built the third layer, so it should be, like, 1.5? About 1.5 fences? Let's just hope the cannibals aren't smart enough to find it. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah! Oh, that's... that's bad news bears. So let's just really hope the cannibals don't find the weak spot in the fence. I don't even know how that one got there, because I already destroyed all of the totems that were... Are they... Those things, whatever. I've already destroyed all of those the last time I played. I don't know how another one got inside. Okay, it's this one. Thought it was just, you know, a little bit dark inside. Okay. Okay. We're good, we're good. But yeah, today it was either going to be this or Don't Starve. Which I actually have, on my personal one that I'm doing right now, I beat my existing record. So, that's interesting. And now I'm absolutely terrified to play, because I was like, is this the day that I lose all of my progress and just die? Is this the day? Every time I play it, I get so worried. I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I don't want to die. And it sucks, because it's like, I've made so much progress. I'm like, oh boy. Because all it takes is like one wrong move, and you're absolutely toast, because the game is not forgiving. It is a fun game, though. Oh, jeez, that scared me. Okay, well, good to know. I can hear the neighbors on the other side of the fence. Yeah, that's really easier said than done. Did anybody hear that, like, crashing sound? Oh. I'm pretty sure that's one of the dudes that can actually make it over the fence. We'll climb, just to be safe. Turn around, we'll check it out. Because I know that if they jump just right, I think... Because they are taller than the average cannibal, and I'm pretty sure they can make it over. Also, they can climb trees and use the trees to jump in. I've seen it happen. Which episode was it? I'd have to go back and look, but there is an episode where I was playing with JD where we were just messing around and we were running away from the cannibals, and I was like, I can hear it, but I can't see it. And all of a sudden I look up a tree and it jumps down right at my face. And I screamed so loud, and JD just starts laughing. Oh, I was so mad. I was like, it jumped at my face. Yeah, she got a big kick out of that. And then I was very angry and distraught. So yeah, the cannibals in this game, they can still jump scare you. Is that a person? So I hear something that sounds like panting. Yeah, like I said, she was laughing. I was like, JD! I was like, that thing jumped in my face! And then the more I screamed, the more she just laughed. I was like, oh, I hate her. Oh. How do you always seem to know when I'm slouching? Water break has been redeemed, and so has posture check. Oh, that water feels so good and cold. It is 96 degrees here. 96. The wind is hot, and it is gross. And I'm not a fan. Yeah, it's so freaking hot. And it's just like dry and the wind is just, ugh. I'm not kidding. It feels like we're inside of a dryer. It's gross. Yeah, not having a good time with that. And then my car has leather seats. And so by the time I got home, even though I had the air conditioner on full blast, my back was like so sweaty. I was like, ugh. It's like I'm dying. And then my boss wants to go to the lake for our team building. And I'm like, the lake. And she wants to go in August. I was like, you want to go to the lake in August? Like, do you know how many of us are going to get sunburnt? They're like, what are we even going to do out there? But it's team building. We have to like each other. Like, I can see this going so well. I am curious. I'm like, are we gonna get like canoes or kayaks or like what are we doing? Like, what are we doing in the great outdoors? I'm like, I'm gonna look like Wednesday Addams with an umbrella because I'm worried about getting hives. Which I found out, one of my other coworkers, she gets heat hives because of a condition she has. And I'm like, that's nice. I'm like, both of us will be like, shun the sun. Yeah, outdoors, we don't know her. Yeah, the outdoors it's gross. Asquerosa. Yeah, right now, it's funny because my dog, I came home and like they were panting because I didn't have the air conditioner on in the garage because it doesn't get like hot in the garage. It's way hotter outside. But I don't like to leave it running all day because we have to leave the door cracked open. Either the garage door or like the back door that leads to the backyard. But like with the, oh, I shouldn't have destroyed that. With the garage door, the dogs will sit there and bark and bark and bark anytime they hear anybody. And it's like, I don't want a noise complaint. And the back door, like, somebody could literally just, like, hop the fence and walk in. So I went to go turn on the AC, and Rom, she has not wanted to go outside in, like, a long time. She wants to be inside. And it was funny, because she was, like, all excited to go outside, and you could tell, because she was like, it's hot in here, Mom. It's hot. And I looked at her, I was like, Andromeda, it's not colder outside. I was like, if anything, it's hotter outside. And she was just so excited. I was like, oh, this poor pup. It's like, she's going to be so heartbroken when she finds out, oh, hey, there's just a little skull. I don't know why that's so funny. There's just a little skull peeking above the fence. But yeah, I was like, Sugar Bean, it's not any colder out there. I'm like, even the wind is hot. And she was just like, but mother, it must be colder. I let her out and she just immediately turned around and looked at me like, what is this? I was like, I know, it's hot. I told you. Like, but no, you wanted to go outside. I was like, I think that's why it was so funny. It's just like he's holding a skull on it. It's one of the ones that has it like attached to their back. But it was just this little skull, just like poking over the fence. Speak, hello, neighbor. Yeah, that made me laugh. I'm making decent progress on this fence, though. It's much easier when I can just sit here and, like, talk instead of just, like, hours upon hours upon hours of just, like, me sitting here gathering rocks. I am, however, thinking of adding background music, kind of like how you do, like, the lo-fi. I have thought of doing that just because there's, like, nothing going on. I know, right? Only 1,447 rocks left. Hey, I'm progress. Rome was not built in a day. This is my fortress. It's so funny. JD just, she's so good-natured when it comes to me being me. I'm so extra about building things. Like, that's how I got the nickname the Queen of Unnecessary Gazebos, was because I kept building unnecessary gazebos. And instead of being like, Rose, you're wasting resources, she's just like, I love your gazebos. I'm like, thank you. All the unnecessary gazebos. I think in this game alone, I've built 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 5 gazebos? Potentially more? Yeah. I've been thinking about it, especially because, you know, like I said, when I was starting this up, I was like, I don't know why I bothered to turn the music on, or I turn it off for the menu because there's music on the menu screen, but then I'll go in and turn it back up for the game. I'm like, I don't know why I do that. There's no music in the game. All of my unnecessary gazebos. Although, you know, I think this is my favorite invention. The shark tank really just sends it home. Like, I am the queen of extra. This whole settlement just... And each settlement gets more and more extra. Because the first one that I did on the lake, JD has a cabin and I have a cabin. And I think there's one gazebo. That one, though, I went heavy on the zip lines. Because I love me a good zip line. Oh, I hear sirens. But yeah, love a good zip line. And then the Fortress of Solitude has a crane. I think that's what they call it in this one. But yeah, it's got a crane system because I built a really tall gazebo only to realize I didn't have a way to get logs up there. So I built a crane. And then the next one... Actually, no, that's a really tall cabin with a gazebo attached to it. And then the next Fortress of Solitude had the... It's just a single tall okay, so that one doesn't have a gazebo because that one's just a really tall cabin. Okay, so I think I've made 4 gazebos? It's gotta be 5. I swear I made more. Anyhow, yeah, that one had the first giant fence that shadow just freaked me out. That one had the first big fence that I ever did. This one, by far, is the most ambitious. Because we have not 1, but 2 gazebos. We have the shark tank, we have a patio, and we have a 2-story house. The ambition was strong with this one. Although, not gonna lie, it's been really fun. And I completely ignore the main purpose of this game. Like, go forth, find your son, solve the mystery. I'm just like, gazebos? They're like, no, like, you are supposed to just kind of build one base and then go explore and you go find your son. Like, more houses. Like, no, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. I'm like, but surely you need more gazebos. And honestly, I wish the second one was, like, I wish the Sons of the Forest was as good as this one. Because I haven't gone back to Sons of the Forest. I think the last time I played it was when I played with you on live stream. But I haven't gone back to my personal save file because I don't have nearly as much fun. Like, the building system's not as good. It's confusing. I can't find anything. It's not as good in my opinion. So I keep coming back to the forest and just adding more ridiculous houses. And this save file is actually mine and JD's save file, and I play without her all the time. Is that a person on the other side of the fence? People! Alright, okay. We're gonna test this fence for all it's worth. Was not expecting that. Yeah, it's all on the voting list. It's just it never gets picked, nor do I really want it to be picked. I don't like it as much, and I can't pinpoint why. There's just something about the second one that I really don't care for. I think it's because, like, whenever you're building something, they're like when you get the right amount of logs, it's like, oh no, now you need half logs. And it's like, for me, it's just not as good. Like, it's not as enjoyable of an experience. Like, I will literally play this game on my free time. But I haven't done so with Sons of the Forest. Like, at this point... Here, let's actually add more fuel to that fire. I don't really know. Like, I almost feel like I'm kind of getting bored of the games that I have. And I love the games that I have. It's just, I'm like... Let's see. I haven't played Subnautica in a hot minute. I haven't played either of the Slime Ranchers very much. Like modded Stardew. I don't know, like, I look at the list and I feel like I've had these games for so long that they're just like, they're getting stale. I wouldn't necessarily mind it so long as people remembered to use my internet name and not my real name. Okay, why is it broken? There we go. Yeah, so long as we could try to remember to keep things. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily mind. I would be absolutely horrible because I've never done D&D really. Like, I did the one game, which I felt wasn't too bad, but I don't know anything about the classes or anything. I'm winging it in the extreme. So if people wouldn't mind me being absolutely terrible at D&D, I don't think I would. I actually thought about it. Like, I was like, that would be kind of fun to like, almost sort of like a podcast, but D&D. I thought it would be really fun. But, like, you guys know more about, like, the lore and you guys know so much more than I do. I am a stranger just stepping in to kind of explore a little bit. I don't know what I'm doing. I can create a good backstory, though, that involves, lots of death. I was not expecting it to be kind of that gory, but it gets worse. Her backstory only gets worse. Oh my gosh, my dude's dying. Was that me, or was there somebody else? I think it was me. We're gonna say it was me and hope I'm right. It's just okay, and but the characters, the classes and stuff, I don't know what a druid does. I'm only drawing on what I've seen in Vox Machina, and I'm I have a vague inclination, and I also don't know how the systems work. I kept having to ask, what? Yeah, how do you do this? How do you do this? How do I roll this? I think it would be really fun. I had a good time just kind of chilling, and there were some lulls where it was kind of okay, we're in a spot where we're just kind of nothing's really happening. But for the most part, I really enjoyed it. It just, that one campaign took forever. I will admit, a lot of it was waiting, because we kept having that one person pop in and out, and it was is he here? What's happening? Cookies! Oh, cookies. I want cookies so bad. I don't have any cookies. Nor do I have an oven, so I can't make cookies. I can make no-bake cookies, but they're not the same. Not the same as a nice warm baked cookie. Darn. More rocks. Bloop, bloop. Just 10 rocks at a time. Although I will say, if this man can carry a body just slung over his shoulder and can carry 2 giant logs, that's the equivalent of a freaking tree, I should be able to carry more than 10 rocks. Just saying. Literally, if I can just throw 2 giant logs over my shoulder and be jumping up and down. Oh, those cookies look so good. Those cookies look fantastic. And now I'm hungry. You made those cookies? Oh my gosh. I want cookies. I want to make Mom's chocolate chip cookies. Hers are nice and crisp, and I don't like crunchy cookies, but hers are an exception because they are just so darn good. And I love it because one time I asked for the recipe, and Mom's it's literally on the back of the Toll House chocolate chips. I was what? She's that's literally the only recipe I've ever used. It's no. She's yeah. I'm oh my gosh. I feel lied to, but also vindicated because I try to make good cookies, but you know what? Sometimes the companies come up with their own recipes that are pretty darn good. Now I'm just craving cookies. I'm hungry. One of my coworkers brought queso from home, and I was I am so hungry. So I had kind of an afternoon snack, and then after that, I was like, oh, I'm so full, like, I can't eat anymore, and now I'm hungry again. Okay, that's one of my absolute favorite recipes, and they stay, like, soft forever. I forgot how I even found that recipe, but, I mean, I've modified it since then, but yeah, I love that recipe. It's so tasty. Although those ones I'm like weirdly particular about, I have to mix them by hand. I have a standing mixer that I could totally use, like I have a KitchenAid, but no, that recipe has to be mixed by hand. And it's been that way ever since I started making it. Like, I cannot use a hand mixer or even my standing mixer. No, it has to be by hand. I have literally gotten blisters from making those cookies. It's a labor of love, I tell you. I swear if I had an oven, I would be baking so much. I miss it. Like, I haven't been able to make, like, cakes or anything, or cookies, brownies. I love baking, and I try not to do it too often, but my like once a month baking has been put off for so long that I feel when I do finally get an oven, or at least fix the one that I have, I'm going to just make so much, like so many baked goods that we're just going to get tired of sweets. And then Pando just picks the perfect time to be like, I'm hungry. She knows, Blossom knows exactly what we're talking about. More rocks! Thank you for indulging Blossom. She's just like, yay! But yeah, so long as it's not like too often, because like I still need time on the weekends to, you know, spend with my husband and whatnot, but I think that could be really fun. Doing a stream of D&D. Although I want to draw or have my character drawn just so that like people can get like a physical representation of her. Although we probably wouldn't be playing... I probably wouldn't be playing Mashai. I'd probably be playing Helix. But still, that would be cool to just have like a picture of my character. And I have been wanting to get into like podcasting and stuff like that, so... Although, would it technically be a podcast if you can actually see us? Like, aren't podcasts traditionally like just the audio? Anywho, I think it would be fun. Also, I still can't believe that name Helix. I came up with it in just like a couple seconds. I was like, I need a name. I was like, any sort of name. VTuber podcast. Could you just imagine just our little VTuber chat room? Just like, hello. Hello, I'm the green one over here. I will have to say, like, creating the backstory was really fun, and it, like, that's just, like, the ancient, like, setup backstory. That's not even, like, the character's personal backstory. That, like, the writer in me just went insane. It was just like, oh, we could do all the things. Although I still haven't worked out how she's supposed to find Yenna, but we'll figure it out. A sentient mushroom. It defies logic. I am really curious, though, how you're going to, like, introduce my character. And also, I kind of just want to, like, jump in mid-session, or, like, jump in right as you guys are starting and be like, hello! Everyone would be like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? Because I told the other two that I was not going to do it, and then you got me. So if anybody takes the credit, it's going to be you. Or I mean, technically, they told me, just make a character. Just make a character and see what you think. And yeah, then the backstory took off, and now we're here. How long have I been going? Almost an hour. So I'll probably do like maybe 2 more rounds of rocks and then call it good. This has literally just been me. This is my podcast. Welcome to the podcast. It's just me chatting in the forest. Chatting about all the things that bug me. Also, that thing has been on fire for a long time, and I don't understand how it's still burning. Hungry, take care of that. And get it. Okay. Oh look, that. Okay, I gotta leave it on that number. We have 1,111 stones left to get. I had to put a second batch. Oh, I'm jealous of your cookies. But yeah, so this place looks so cool. Like, it's so pointless, but I love it. It's so extra. Okay, but I think I'm going to end this episode here. Like I said, 1,111 rocks left. Chef's kiss, perfect. But I will be back tomorrow with another episode of my Discord Members' Choice. Please, please, please go on and vote. I didn't have any votes today, which is why I just ended up picking the forest, but I do play whatever game you guys vote on, so there's that. But until then, I hope everyone has a fantastic evening, and I hope to see you guys then. Bye!